Have you ever dreamed of owning a zoo? Imagine being surrounded by exotic animals, watching them roam free in your carefully curated habitats, and sharing your passion for conservation with the world. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? Well, before you jump into this wild venture headfirst, let's take a closer look at what it really takes to run a zoo, from the upfront costs to the ongoing expenses, and everything in between. We'll explore the financial challenges and opportunities of owning a zoo, share some insider tips and tricks, and give you a realistic view of what it takes to turn your zoological dreams into a financially sane reality. So, whether you're a wildlife enthusiast, an aspiring entrepreneur, or just curious about the economics of zookeeping, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the fascinating world of zoo ownership. Upfront costs of owning a zoo. Before you can start showcasing your animals and educating visitors, you'll need to secure a location, construct habitats, and obtain the necessary permits and licenses. These expenses can quickly add up, and it's essential to budget carefully to avoid financial setbacks. Land acquisition. One of the most significant upfront costs of opening a zoo is acquiring land. The cost of land can vary widely depending on the location and size of the zoo. For instance, the land cost for a 20-acre zoo in rural areas could be around $500,000, while a 50-acre zoo in a prime location could cost more than $5 million. Construction. Once you've secured land, the next major expense is building the habitats and other facilities. The cost of construction can vary depending on the design, materials, and labor. For instance, building a basic animal habitat can cost between $50,000 to $100,000, while more elaborate habitats or buildings, such as an aquarium or aviary, can cost millions of dollars. Permits and licenses. To operate a zoo legally, you'll need to obtain permits and licenses from various government agencies. These requirements can vary by location, but they typically include animal welfare permits, environmental permits, and business licenses. The costs of obtaining these permits can range from a few $100s to several $1,000s, depending on the type and number of permits required. Other upfront costs. In addition to land acquisition, construction, and permits, there are other upfront costs that you'll need to consider, such as equipment, vehicles, and startup inventory. These costs can vary widely depending on the size and scope of your zoo, but you should budget at least a few $100,000s to cover these expenses. The upfront costs of opening a zoo can be significant, and it's crucial to budget carefully to avoid financial setbacks. While it's tempting to cut corners to save money, this can lead to lower animal welfare standards and a poor visitor experience. Therefore, it's essential to prioritize animal welfare and invest in quality habitats and facilities to ensure the long-term success of your zoo. Ongoing expenses. Running a zoo is not just a one-time investment, it requires a significant amount of money to maintain the habitats and provide for the animals' needs. Animal care. The primary focus of a zoo is to provide a safe and healthy environment for the animals in their care. This includes regular veterinary care, food, and shelter. The cost of animal care can vary widely depending on the number and types of animals in your zoo, but it's generally the most significant expense. Staff salaries. A well-run zoo requires a dedicated team of professionals, including animal keepers, veterinarians, educators, and administrative staff. The salaries and benefits of these employees can add up quickly, so it's essential to budget carefully and find creative ways to reduce costs without compromising the quality of care. Utilities. Zoos require significant amounts of water, electricity, and other utilities to maintain the habitats and facilities. These costs can add up quickly, particularly in regions with extreme weather conditions. Marketing and advertising. To attract visitors and generate revenue, you'll need to invest in marketing and advertising. This includes creating a website, running social media campaigns, and producing print materials. The cost of marketing and advertising can vary depending on the scope and size of your zoo. Insurance and legal fees. Operating a zoo comes with a certain amount of risk, and it's crucial to have adequate insurance coverage and legal protection. This includes liability insurance, property insurance, and legal fees for permits and licensing. It's crucial to prioritize animal welfare and invest in quality animal care, while also finding ways to reduce costs without compromising the visitor experience. With proper planning and budgeting, owning a zoo can be a rewarding and financially sustainable venture. Revenue streams. To make a zoo financially sustainable, it's essential to generate revenue streams that cover the ongoing expenses and provide a profit. Admission fees. The primary source of revenue for most zoos is admission fees. The cost of admission can vary widely depending on the size and scope of the zoo, but it's generally the most significant revenue stream. It's essential to set admission prices that are affordable for visitors while also generating enough revenue to cover ongoing expenses. Membership programs. Another revenue stream for zoos is membership programs. These programs allow visitors to pay a flat fee for unlimited access to the zoo for a year, along with other perks like discounts on food and merchandise. Membership programs can provide a steady stream of revenue and help to build a loyal customer base. Food and beverage sales. Many zoos offer food and beverage sales, such as snacks, drinks, and meals. These sales can provide a significant boost to revenue, particularly during peak season. Gift shops. Zoos often have gift shops that sell souvenirs and merchandise. These sales can provide a substantial revenue stream, particularly if the gift shop is well-stocked and offers a variety of items. Donations. Zoos often receive donations from individuals and organizations that support their mission. These donations can provide a significant boost to revenue, particularly for conservation and research programs. Admission fees, membership programs, food and beverage sales, gift shops, and donations are all important revenue streams to consider. It's important to find the right balance between revenue and expenses while also prioritizing animal welfare and visitor experience. With proper planning and management, a zoo can be a financially sustainable venture that provides a valuable educational and conservation experience for visitors. Challenges and solutions. Despite the potential financial benefits of owning a zoo, there are also significant challenges to consider. Challenge: animal welfare. One of the most critical challenges of owning a zoo is ensuring the welfare of the animals in your care. Providing a safe and healthy environment for the animals can be expensive and time-consuming, and neglecting their needs can result in legal and ethical consequences. Solution: prioritize animal welfare. To overcome this challenge, it's essential to prioritize animal welfare above all else. This includes investing in high-quality animal care, veterinary services, and habitat maintenance. It's also important to stay up to date on the latest research and best practices for animal welfare. Challenge: funding. Operating a zoo is an expensive endeavor, and finding the necessary funding can be a significant challenge. Without adequate funding, it can be challenging to provide quality animal care and maintain the facilities. Solution: diversify revenue streams. To overcome funding challenges, it's essential to diversify revenue streams. This can include admission fees, membership programs, food and beverage sales, and donations. It's also important to explore creative revenue streams, such as hosting events and renting out facilities for private events. Challenge: visitor experience. To attract visitors and generate revenue, it's essential to provide a positive and memorable visitor experience. This can be challenging, as visitors have high expectations for zoo experiences. Solution: invest in visitor experience. To overcome this challenge, it's essential to invest in the visitor experience. This can include creating engaging exhibits, offering educational programs, and providing excellent customer service. It's also important to regularly update and maintain the facilities to ensure a positive experience. Challenge: regulatory compliance. Operating a zoo comes with a range of regulatory requirements, including permits, licenses, and inspections. Staying compliant with these requirements can be challenging and time-consuming. Solution: prioritize compliance. To overcome this challenge, it's essential to prioritize compliance with regulatory requirements. This includes staying up to date on the latest regulations and working closely with regulatory agencies to ensure compliance. It's also important to invest in training and education for staff to ensure they understand and comply with regulatory requirements. With proper planning and management, various challenges can be overcome. Prioritizing animal welfare, diversifying revenue streams, investing in visitor experience, and prioritizing regulatory compliance are all essential steps for owning and operating a successful and financially sustainable zoo. Owning and operating a zoo can be a challenging but rewarding endeavor. It provides a valuable opportunity to educate the public about conservation and wildlife while also contributing to scientific research and animal welfare. Though, it's important to approach zoo ownership with a clear understanding of the financial costs and ongoing expenses involved. To run a financially sustainable zoo, it's essential to prioritize animal welfare, diversify revenue streams, invest in visitor experience, and prioritize regulatory compliance. This requires a significant investment of time, money, and effort, but it's essential for the long-term success of the zoo. It's also important to acknowledge the role of zoos in conservation efforts. Zoos can play a critical role in preserving endangered species and educating the public about the importance of conservation. However, it's important to ensure that conservation efforts are ethical and sustainable, with a focus on habitat preservation and species reintroduction rather than captive breeding. So, do you dream of owning and running a zoo? Do let us know in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye.